The Hindu Concept of Nastika by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. The Hindu concept of Nastika is a complex and multifaceted topic that has been the subject of much scholarly debate and discussion. The term Nastika is derived from Sanskrit and is often translated as heterodox or unbeliever. In the context of Hindu philosophy, Nastika refers to those philosophical schools or individuals who do not accept the authority of the Vedas, which are considered the sacred scriptures of Hinduism. The concept of Nastika has played a significant role in shaping the intellectual and religious landscape of Hinduism, and understanding its various dimensions is essential for gaining insight into the diversity of thought within the tradition. In order to comprehensively explore the concept of Nastika in Hinduism, it is important to examine its historical evolution, its relationship to orthodox Astika schools of thought, and its philosophical implications. Additionally, an analysis of the key figures and texts associated with Nastika traditions, as well as their impact on Hindu society and culture, will provide a comprehensive understanding of this complex concept. The historical evolution of the concept of Nastika can be traced back to ancient India, where it emerged in the context of philosophical debates and discussions among different schools of thought. The early Vedic period witnessed the emergence of diverse philosophical traditions, each offering its own perspective on the nature of reality, the self, and the ultimate goal of human life. It was within this intellectual milieu that the distinction between Astika and Nastika schools of thought began to take shape. The orthodox Astika schools, such as Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Samkhya, Yoga, Mimamsa and Vedanta, upheld the authority of the Vedas and accepted the existence of a supreme being or ultimate reality. In contrast, the heterodox Nastika schools, including Buddhism, Jainism and Charvaka, rejected the Vedas as the ultimate source of knowledge and proposed alternative philosophical frameworks and ethical systems. The emergence of these Nastika traditions challenged the dominant Vedic orthodoxy and contributed to the rich tapestry of philosophical diversity within Hinduism. The relationship between Nastika and Astika schools of thought is characterized by a dynamic interplay of ideas, debates and mutual influence. While the orthodox schools upheld the authority of the Vedas and advocated the performance of rituals and sacrifices as a means to attain liberation, moksha, the Nastika traditions offered alternative paths to spiritual realization and liberation. For example, Buddhism and Jainism emphasize the importance of ethical conduct, meditation, and the cultivation of wisdom as a means to transcend suffering and achieve enlightenment. Furthermore, the Nastika traditions engaged in philosophical debates with the orthodox schools, challenging their metaphysical assumptions, epistemological frameworks, and ethical principles. These intellectual exchanges not only enriched the philosophical discourse within Hinduism, but also contributed to the development of sophisticated arguments and counter-arguments on fundamental questions about the nature of existence, consciousness, and the self. The concept of Nastika has profound implications for understanding the nature of reality, the human condition, and the path to spiritual liberation. Nastika traditions such as Buddhism and Jainism offer distinctive philosophical insights and ethical teachings that have significantly influenced the broader Hindu philosophical landscape. For instance, the Buddhist concept of anatman, non-self, challenges the notion of a permanent independent self and offers a radical reorientation of human identity and existence. Similarly, Jainism's emphasis on non-violence, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, and non-attachment, aparigraha, as the ethical foundations of spiritual practice has had a lasting impact on Hindu ethical thought and practice. Furthermore, the Nastika traditions have contributed to the development of diverse metaphysical and epistemological theories that have enriched the philosophical repertoire of Hinduism. The Buddhist doctrine of dependent origination, pratityasamutpada, and the Jain theory of anikantavada, the principle of non-absolutism, are examples of profound philosophical concepts that have shaped the intellectual landscape of Hindu philosophy. The Nastika traditions of Hinduism are associated with a rich array of key figures and texts that have played a pivotal role in shaping the philosophical and religious contours of the tradition. The historical Buddha, Gautama Siddhartha, is revered as the founder of Buddhism and is credited with expounding the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which form the core of Buddhist teachings. The Pali Canon, Tripitaka, and Mahayana Sutras are among the key textual sources of Buddhist philosophy and practice. Similarly, Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankara, is venerated as the founder of Jainism and is renowned for his teachings on non-violence, non-possessiveness and spiritual liberation. The Jain Agamas and the works of Jain scholars such as Umasvati, Siddhasena Divakara and Haribhadra are foundational texts that expound the philosophical, ethical and spiritual dimensions of Jain thought. In addition to Buddhism and Jainism, the Charvaka tradition, also known as Lokayata, represents a materialistic and atheistic school of thought within Hinduism. The Charvaka philosophers, such as Brihaspati and Ajita Kesakambali, rejected the authority of the Vedas and advocated a philosophy based on empirical perception and sensual pleasure. Although the Charvaka tradition did not produce extensive textual literature, its philosophical perspectives are preserved in the writings of Hindu and Buddhist scholars who engaged in debates with Charvaka thinkers. The Nastika traditions have had a profound impact on Hindu society and culture, influencing various aspects of religious practice, art, literature and social ethics. The ethical teachings of Buddhism and Jainism, particularly the principles of non-violence, compassion and moral restraint, have permeated Hindu society and contributed to the development of ethical norms and social values. Furthermore, the Nastika traditions have inspired a rich legacy of artistic and literary expressions, including the construction of magnificent Buddhist and Jain monastic complexes, the creation of exquisite sculptures and paintings depicting the life of the Buddha and Mahavira, and the composition of profound philosophical treatises and devotional poetry. Moreover, the Nastika traditions have contributed to the cultivation of a pluralistic and inclusive ethos within Hindu society, fostering a spirit of intellectual inquiry, dialogue, and mutual respect among diverse philosophical and religious perspectives. The teachings of non-discrimination, tolerance and interdependence espoused by Buddhism and Jainism have enriched the tapestry of Hindu cultural and religious life, promoting harmonious coexistence and mutual understanding among different communities. In conclusion, the Hindu concept of Nastika embodies a rich tapestry of philosophical, ethical and cultural dimensions that have significantly contributed to the diversity and dynamism of Hinduism. The historical evolution, relationship to orthodox schools of thought, philosophical implications, key figures and texts, and impact on Hindu society and culture collectively illuminate the multifaceted nature of Nastika traditions within Hinduism. By engaging with the complexities of the Nastika concept, scholars and practitioners can gain a deeper appreciation of the intellectual and spiritual vibrancy of Hindu philosophy and its enduring relevance in the contemporary world.